There's very common objections that you get from gatekeepers, and they're always usually the same. What is this in regards to? Is this a sales call? We're not interested. We're not making any changes right now. We already use someone for that. We do not need that right now. Send me your information. Let's talk about each of these one at a time, starting with what is this in regards to? Is this a sales call? These are basically the same thing. And it's basically the gatekeeper trying to identify what are you calling about? More than them caring about what you're calling about, they want to know, are you a salesperson that's calling trying to sell something? And this is a really good question to ask to screen that, because like I said before, any honest or direct answer as to why you're calling will let them know that you're a salesperson, and then they know that they can get rid of you. So we don't want to answer with that, but I don't want you to be dishonest. I don't want you to be manipulative in any way. So one option you have is, instead of saying what it's in regards to, such as I'm calling to schedule an appointment, you can deflect to your value points. And that might look something like this. Well, the reason for my call is we help small businesses to increase the revenue they generate through their website and improve their website conversion rates. And you just sit there because you just stop after that because you're answering their question. They say, what's it in regards to? That's what it's in regards to. And you're not lying there, because those are improvements that you help to make. And you're calling to try to make those improvements. Now, of course, you sell something in order to make those improvements, but it's a little bit of a curveball for the gatekeeper. They're looking for something that's glaringly obvious that you're a salesperson, and this is less obvious. So a gatekeeper may still block you out with that, but it's going to be less reflexive for them. They may either have to think a little bit, they may have to ask you another question, maybe they let you through, but it keeps you alive when they ask that very difficult question of what is this in regards to? Other very common objections are the gatekeeper says, we're not interested, we're not making any changes, we already use someone for that. By the way, when the gatekeeper gives these objections, most of the time they are not incredibly informed. They are just saying these to get rid of you. They might not know in detail what they're using or what they're interested in or what they need. They just sense that you're a salesperson, and they're going to say one of these to try to get rid of you. So instead of just complying with that or trying to change them from not interested to interested, you can deflect to your pain questions. So you could say something like, oh, I understand. Well, I tell you what, if I could ask you real quick, do you know how important it is for you all to improve your website conversion rates? And so again, the gatekeeper may or may not know the answer to that question, and you might get an answer to that, get some valuable information. What you're looking for here is some sort of response to the question that you can then play off of to ask another question or to justify a meeting with the prospect, such as they say, I'm not sure, I have no idea. Okay, well, that's why I'm calling, and then you try to work around that. You can use your current state questions in the exact same way. So the gatekeeper says, we're already using someone for that. Oh, okay. If I could ask you real quick, do you know when the last time you refreshed your website was? So again, trying to stay alive by asking a question. You can deflect to your pain points. So they say something like, we're not making any changes right now. Oh, I understand. A lot of businesses that we work with are having challenges with, they have their websites aren't converting website visitors at a rate they need to. Do you know if the owner of the business is concerned about any of those? Another extremely common objection is when the gatekeeper says, can you send me your information? This is very popular because a gatekeeper can often use this objection and avoid looking like a bad person or avoid rejecting you. They may actually say this in a way where they give you a sense of hope. Oh, send me your information, I'll pass it along. When they do this, the worst thing you could do is then spend your valuable time crafting some beautiful message that you send over that most likely gets immediately deleted or does not get to the target prospect. So at some point you will have to send over your information. My advice would be, when you do send your information over, hopefully you have some sort of email template that you can send without wasting your time. But before you get to a point where you send your information, try to keep the conversation going. And you can do that with some sort of response like, sure, I can definitely do that. So I know what best to send you. Can I ask you real quick, do you need to increase website traffic or visitors? And so again, here, you're just trying to keep the conversation going, get information, maybe find a reason to ask a follow-up question, find a reason to justify meeting.